All right, go ahead.
Call to order.
And then just hit that button. All right, let me
You on?
We're on.
Right, pledge allegiance. Pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You got to put the flag
I did say this.
Welcome, everybody. Signature folder. You all
There
done?
you go. Hold on. Yeah, I did all of them.
Minutes, we can do that after. We did, the auditors were here last Thursday, Friday, right? Was our week before?
The week before.
Yeah. So this is basically understanding it's a, sort of like a contract, right?
Correct.
Similar, yeah.
Yeah, so they're in process of doing the auditing for 2024. And we're not gonna get we should be able to get the report finalized before December.
That is our goal.
Our goal is probably August.
I would say August, yeah.
I would say August.
Dream, yes.
Okay, so can you make sure that that's?
Yep, I'll follow up.
We did, get just Rise in Earthworks as far as, the work done at the fire station, cleaning up the parking lot and all that. So, we got that done, and fire and clean that.
And just for clarification, that's a voucher for the trustee of trust funds, cause I'd come out of the municipal building.
Okay, thank you for clarifying that. Alright. Make a motion to approve the manifest dated May 22nd, 2025 in the amount of $31,992.42.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Make a motion to approve the manifest dated May 29th, 2025 in the amount of $29,594.52.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Make a motion to approve the Board of Selectmen minutes dated May 13th, 2025.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
No, we need to read that, though.
I was.
We're good, no mail. Selectmen's report.
Okay. Aside from attending all of the various meetings planning board had and the building meetings for the fire station and the municipal buildings, I also attended the elementary school celebration. The Parents Association and the teachers, they celebrated. It was held on the 19th.
Was that in the evening?
No, it was,
Not the
it was
graduation.
8:15. It's not the graduation. No, it
Made me
was
nervous
not
there for a second,
graduation,
like-
sorry. No, this was, in the morning, it was at 8 o'clock in the morning. It was their thank you for all of the parents and for everyone that's helped them through the school year. It was very sweet. The kids all performed. They all, sang songs, and then they had their birthday celebration, and the parents and the teachers had a lot of breakfast items and sweets and drinks, and everyone got to take home a plant. It was very sweet. So I did that. And been working up at helping out the Historical Society with some of these legal documents and other documents, all sorts of documents, marriage licenses and things that have been buried. So we're putting them in protective sleeves to try to preserve what's there.
Good.
And that's it.
Attended a few meetings too, the building committee meeting, last Tuesday, making progress. My Picasso drawing behind me is my rendition, so how's
Yes,
that
rendition,
proper?
that's it.
Of an idea. I have confirmed again that Jordan will be there, the representative
Okay.
from, Leicester Buildings will be with us on the 3rd. Got confirmation he won't be stolen by his bosses to go anywhere else, we are scheduled. Work on Pine River Road started today, on schedule. That's moving forward. I did see the posting in the newspaper, I did see it online. And for those out there and for you gentlemen here this afternoon, this evening, we did request that, while the construction is going on during the day, that it's held to local traffic only, so if you don't live on that road, please go around, just for simplicity of, the traffic controllers and stuff. And try to minimize the traffic. They are slated to, finish on the sixth, so as all goes as planned. And I reached out to the paving company today, and they will start with, 30 days from that date, so approximately July 6th. They will start
Grinding.
the grinding and, paving, so. And the reason behind that is we wanna let that, set after they do the dirt work, let that set and get pounded by the traffic flow before we put pavement, to give it extra compaction before they come in and grind and roll and pave, just to make sure that, it gets
They're
good
gonna be
extra.
using water?
Yes, yep. Yep. The sweepers were here last Saturday and, did the sweeping. We got the parking lot here, transfer station, the intersection of, and the crossroad and the intersection of Old Pound Road, did everything that they were asked. Everything that I saw, they did a great job. I did inquire, I haven't heard any complaints about the library. So I'm assuming they did a good job there. You would think, being right down the street, I would see it. But, unfortunately, I'm always on a mission when I go by and get tunnel vision, so.
No, look
But
good.
no news is good news. That does mean, however, that now we can address the holes that we have discussed, that were tripping hazards. We need to address that, via either coal patch or grindings from asphalt grindings getting packed in there. I did, kinda like look at the parking lot, if there was any way, maybe someday, maybe tonight, depending on how things are going, we can look at, the ETFs to see and just get a price on, they're gonna narrow that parking lot anyway. If we came from like the top of the hill, if we just
Oh, yes, and that.
tore that section that's beat up now, and maybe repave that now, instead of throwing dirt into that hole just to take it up. If there's any way we can look at the numbers and see if we could, on a budgetary thing, when the paving company is here. Just like they did with a couple of cross culverts for us, they were here, we got a reduced rate because of that. And they could skip over and pave that in for us. And I actually kind of, did some rough square footage on the parking lot at station number 1. The big piece of ledge has been cut down. It's well
I saw
below,
that,
it's
yeah.
well below the surface now. The efforts of, the road agent and the, contractor, and also Elliot and Aaron, they got that cut down below grade, so that hole too can be addressed.
How much is in there?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what you guys feel about maybe at least getting a price on doing that.
Is that, sorry to cut you off, is that for municipal building?
Yeah, we also have,
We have not put any money in that was going to that town meeting yet either, so that's an extra 35. That
And
doesn't
that's-
usually happen till the end of the year,
and the fire department is coming out of the bathroom, right? The bathroom's coming out of that too. Once you get price.
Yeah, cause I mean, I'm gonna go to my whiteboard again, cause that's what I like to do, I like to draw. Yeah, that's why my grandson likes to draw so much. Library parking lot does this, it's very wide, then it comes up and it goes around the building, obviously the building sits here. It's obviously very beat up in this area, there's the big hole right here.
Well, there was discussion to get rid of that anyhow, there,
Yeah, so what I'm proposing is, what if we did that now?
I agree,
And
make it straight.
we make a straight line here, we wanna stay away from the building,
Right,
because we still have to address the
Right.
drainage issues there. But essentially, and obviously this isn't the scale, but it may be, something more like this, to address that hole. And then, square that off and do this, so we're only paving that, and this is gonna be turned back into earth vegetation anyway, to force the traffic you know.
Right,
Yeah, you want it further up the road
Yeah.
because you don't have the
It's
view.
very hard to see from.
Right, I mean, I'll still, you know, allow for the parking spaces here, so I mean, obviously this line would probably be more like this, but, and just see what it would cost to do this, and tear this out, and square it off, cause the rest of the pavement isn't horrible, terrible, it's gonna need to be addressed, but that's gonna be addressed when they work on the drainage around the building.
Right,
So I was just proposing, and actually, there was some, you know, Chuck was there, Grace was there, Sarah was there, when I was kinda walking around, everybody was kinda curious why I was there, kinda like half doing measurements and, looking at it, and like, well, I think that would address the issue, and that's gotta be done anyway. And then when they come in and do this, then they just have a line there, and they pave the rest of it. And again, the fire station number one, that's not a very large parking lot.
right.
And shim and overlay that, or, you know, tear it up and repave it, just see how much that would cost. I'll get prices if you guys are.
Yes.
Okay, so do that. Maybe we can get the paving company, like I said, to do that while we're here, and then those will be done, and those will be good for a whole while,
Yeah.
so.
I agree.
And we're not just putting Band-Aids on stuff. Obviously, the mulching was completed on Pine River Road as well. I think that, I would like to, when we have our first budget meeting, is, kinda like task the budget committee members along with the board, just to take a look to see how effective that was. Maybe consider robbing from one of the budget or the unassigned fund balance, just to beef that line item up just a little bit. Especially now, when the power company came in and did underneath the lines, if we did the opposing side of the road, Green Mountain Road, Townhouse Road, those would be good for several years. It's better for the pavement, cause you're getting the saps and the pollen and things like that, the shading, off in the roadways, visibility and turns, intersections, driveways. You know, it's very well documented, the importance of doing the roadside mowing and keeping the limbs back.
So what are you, right now we have 25K budgeted for roadside mowing.
Right, so Pine River Road took 15 of that, so.
So you're looking at next budget season to add to that?
Well, the unfortunate thing with that line is we had another $1,170, the road sweeping comes out of that too, and then we have our beaver trapper that comes out of that. So that's why I think that when it comes to budget season, that should have its own,
You should have.
sweeping should have its own separate, and maybe,
I don't know if you wanna say beaver.
Sure.
I mean, it is what it is, beaver mitigation is, you
Okay.
know, so.
We can get creative. Finance to be.
I mean, if
How about
nothing else, have
critters?
that, I like transparency and I
No, I agree,
mean,
I
when you
agree.
say the
No, I
beaver trapper
agree.
and the road mowing comes out of, or excuse me, sweeping comes out of roadside clearing, brush clearing. That kinda muddy, that's kinda muddy, so
Got
I
it.
think
Kinda muddy.
separate
It
it,
should be
maybe,
separate.
at least have the conversation about the validity of maybe adding some to it and getting more roads done.
Taking notes.
Yes.
Right.
And the only reason why I like tasks, it's like anybody that drives on that road, you look at that and you say, okay, you can see it. You can't try to envision it on a road that's not done,
That's
or look
right.
where they did underneath the power lines, it's the same concept. You're just doing it where there aren't any power lines, you're high limbing, you're getting it back, and as I stated at the last meeting, it's not the prettiest thing. A lot of people don't like that look, because it's kinda gnarly at first, but when things brown up and you get it back, to have somebody mow and then come with a chainsaw and do the bigger stuff and then do high limbing, it's just not cost effective.
Right.
That is the
No,
most
it's
cost
true.
effective way to do it.
Yeah, and plus the mulch goes right back into the ground.
Right.
Right.
So, yeah, totally agree.
Obviously, we had some other things going on that tied up my time. And we have to, at some point in time, we have to recreate the rules and procedure, which looks like that. Hopefully that's not what that is right there.
Like this?
Can you spin that for me?
Sure, this is planning board minutes,
Okay.
that's what that is.
Rules and procedures and the inception dates and all that, whatever needs to be in there, we can talk with the chairman of the Historic District Commission and Heritage Commission. to recreate that binder. She did quote the RSA, that states that it is supposed to be kept.
Right,
That particular one, there are minutes and things like that that are on a red binder in the hallway, but that need to be kept in the town clerk's office, so, probably sooner than later, when we get the to-do board up, we'll
We
get that
haven't,
up on the
we haven't
Yeah.
located it yet, we haven't,
No, we have not. So, there are
It's not
some
online?
members of the group, that the chairperson was reaching out to, just to verify that they didn't take it to put updated copies or anything. And they, I haven't gotten any word, so. So yeah, just get it recreated, that way we're meeting, all of our procedures, excuse me, so.
okay,
So,
good, thank you. Alright, same thing, attending meetings, other issues, last 2 weeks. It's nice to have Memorial Day off, no calls. Just stop at the station 2 this afternoon to just do a quick look and see how the new bathroom's coming along. It's all set up. The shower's there, sink, toilets and everything else, so just ready to be installed. I did notice the trench somehow was being dug along the building, so we'll address that issue. This morning, came back home after meeting with you, noticed Kevin was grading Libby Road, and he graded it all the way up to,
the town's responsibility.
correct. And, basically, we're talking about the culvert that's plugged, just above my driveway. So, we're gonna meet 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, with Kevin, see if we can find that, with my equipment, I'll dig the culvert, see if we can find it with my tractor.
The inlet, yeah.
Yep, the outlet's no problem, we got it, so, we'll be doing that tomorrow morning. Otherwise, pretty quiet.
We have a meeting Monday, correct? Cause it's my understanding that we had yet again another snafu at the transfer station with the containers.
Yes,
go this
there's a
weekend?
meeting at 11:30, June 2nd, which is Monday. We also have the
I didn't put it down, what time, 11:30?
11:30 is
Right,
with
with
waste
Pete.
management. And then, at 2, actually, this building will be closing at 1:30 on.
What's that too?
That is the right to know training that's
Oh.
offered at Carroll County.
right, that's that day.
Oh,
So,
How's that work? You're doing a right to know training when you close the building? Probably should be open to the public, no?
well, we're not doing
That's a
it
good
here.
question. Oh, that's right, that's
We're
right.
going to,
Carroll County.
yeah, we're going to Carroll County.
it's okay.
You're the one who suggested it.
I was trying to make a joke, but then it's like, oh yeah, do it. So yeah, I mean, were you aware that we had another container snafu over the weekend,
No,
in the week?
Well, I was there Saturday, I mean, there was 2 empty containers, the demos were 2 empty ones, they switched them out. The 30-yarder and the 40-yarder,
The overflow,
the 30-yarder was switched out,
that's the overflow.
right.
There's supposed to be 2 behind that wall, one was full, that
Right.
they never came back and got. There was
That
left out
was-
to the
There's
side.
one, there was supposed to be one scheduled today.
Yes,
One of the containers were supposed to be picked up
yeah,
today.
I got the email from Waste Management.
So I'm not getting all explained.
Having the conversation with Brad is, so when they print a ticket for a pickup, the ticket just says the size of the container and a pickup. That's not the on-call one. It's just they print a ticket or he calls to have it picked up. And they print a ticket. But they don't, there are numbers on the containers. Nowhere on any of the slips or the ticket does it have the number. So my fear, which we will discuss on Tuesday, I'm assuming, and ask Pete, was once that ticket's printed, the driver returns to Waste Management, but the container's still back here in Effingham, and he has to come back to get that container again, are we getting charged twice? That's been my whole fear all along, because we had a ticket to pick that up.
probably.
They picked it up and moved it. It didn't leave. Then they have to come back again to get that container that they didn't have room for or forgot and take it again. in order for that driver to know that that has to happen, or for somebody, dispatch, their dispatch or whatever. I'm wondering if the ticket gets printed again, and without there being an identifying number of that container, so that they can say, oh, this is the same container from this other ticket, are we getting billed twice? See what I'm saying? That's
I
the
did,
idea.
and I did talk to Brad about that situation.
And it's Brad's fear too.
And I did talk to Brad, I'd like to have, I was thinking of probably setting up something on Excel, sheets. So that he can document when they pick it up, what it was, demo,
What
whatever,
happened.
Right,
Yeah,
and the date. So that we can check it to the benefit, win the bill.
yeah, good
So
idea.
that's, I was working, I already started the Excel sheet, I just
Yeah.
haven't finished it. Brad was a little, I said, you got plenty of time to fill it in.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good idea, we gotta,
it is a good idea.
we gotta have checks and balances and, I mean, like I said, that's been my fear right along, it's like, well, they printed a ticket, they were supposed to take their container, but it's still sitting there. So they come back today, which is a week from when they were supposed to take it,
It's like
that's a
an
lot of
old-
time and a
yep.
holiday for dispatch down there and everybody else to say, okay, this is a second ticket, are we getting billed twice? That's,
So they should have picked the, I didn't find the email, I know I had it, I don't know, you have it? You got a date on it?
It was May 27th, so that's today.
Huh?
May 27th would have been, or are you talking date of the email?
Yeah, from, Waste Management.
Give me a second.
Probably are billing twice, it would make sense for them to keep track.
Yeah, it's no problem, they can keep track of it, it
The
just,
email was May 21st. So the 40-yard demo, one of the 40 yards, was scheduled to be picked up May 22nd. The overflow, May 22nd, and then the other 40-yard was scheduled today.
yep, found it.
right, but they didn't take it on the 22nd. It's sitting there, it's
The
still there.
overflow, or the
No,
other 40.
the other 40, there's two 40s behind the wall. They
Well,
moved
they're saying 527. But,
one of the 40s,
right,
the other 40, but
the other 40's empty.
no, it was full.
Well, they did, when I went Saturday morning, it was empty. The 40-yarder, they had switched out the 40, they took a 40-yarder and a 30-yarder together.
Right, but again, behind that wall, there's supposed to be two 40s.
Yeah, and the one that was full was
Yeah.
set to the side.
And there was only one empty one there.
Right, and they're supposed to pick it up today.
There's, the full one is supposed to be picked up today. The second full one.
Right, but now there's another full one there, because it got used this weekend, cause there was only one.
Right, so that one
So
filled up.
now there's two
yeah,
full ones.
Yeah,
Okay, so, alright.
So they're gonna come and take a full one, and that one's gonna be sitting there, and they're gonna
Right.
print a ticket to
So
come
the
back,
other
and they
one's
doing that, it's like, that's
Two deliveries.
a dumpster that was supposed to leave.
Exactly.
Yeah. That makes sense.
yeah,
Because Brad even said that they never took an empty one last Tuesday,
I know.
they moved it, they didn't take it, they moved it,
Well,
but they didn't take it.
We're gonna have a lot of discussion with Pete.
I will, this is was gonna be in my report, but I'll cross it off. So I had a lot of discussion on the phone, not through email, because the email was confusing me in every way possible when I was trying to talk. I had a phone call conversation with Pete's assistant, who was the one who responded to the email.
Amanda.
Yes, Amanda, I thought it was Ashley. So what the process is going to be going forward, I finally got access to an online account. Meaning, I can schedule things and see what dates are available. She recommended to me, especially during holiday seasons, like right now, times are getting extremely busy. Which means if you see that starting to fill up halfway, which this weekend was instant, but like in the future, if we have two empties in the overflow, to schedule it. She mentioned to me, I could go ahead and I can schedule these in advance, and if I don't need them, I can cancel them at least 24 hours before. Does that make,
It makes sense, but contractually, they're obligated for scheduled pickups and then call-in pickups, and the call-in pickups are the glass and the overflow, the extra 30-yarder.
Correct.
The other ones are supposed to be automatic along with the trash.
The two demos are supposed to be automatic.
okay,
So they're already scheduled on a contract with us that doesn't expire until 2029. So I'm sorry, I don't care that it's a holiday weekend. We pay you hundreds of thousands of dollars.
And I get
We have
that,
for a
yeah.
long time.
And
You're scheduled to pick it up, come pick it up.
on that software, can you see when we're scheduled to picked up and all that?
I can look, I haven't looked at it yet, but I can look.
Yeah, when you get a chance, take a look at
Yeah,
it.
so
and see.
when I signed up for it, she had to connect everything. And I didn't have a moment today to look to see if it was connected yet, but I can do that tomorrow.
It'd be interesting to see, you know, the schedule should show Effingham being picked up.
Yeah,
So-
I'll look, yeah,
And the other interesting thing was a couple weeks ago, our we'll call it, call-in overflow 30-yarder that sits up top. That, they put a 40-yarder there.
I heard that, and I did,
So there's two different prices, what did they charge us for, number one, and number two, the liability, because the only way for them to reach that was to put a step ladder. And the attendants were having to climb the step ladder to throw stuff in, because there were other containers, one was missing, and the other one was full off to the side. So we were utilizing the overflow.
the only one, yeah,
And I got there and I'm like, fortunately, I got up close to it with my truck is tall enough that I could throw my,
and I
Yeah,
did.
that's why I sent the Pete.
I did express that was before I went on vacation, and I expressed my concern, and that's where a lot of things got confusing, was we're going back and forth and back and forth. And I did express that needed to be taken care of because of the liability, was one of my main concerns, as well as yours, because you don't want a resident nor a worker.
and I absolutely don't mean to step on your toes, cause I know that you're in charge of the transfer station.
I got soft
just-
shoes on.
I just see, when I go to the transfer station, I see that.
That's okay,
and
I
ask the question.
You got
just to see if we're, we're on top of that.
We're all
Again, I
co,
don't mean to.
Yeah.
we're all
Yeah.
co-partners, everybody has their opinion, and
Yep.
you gotta,
You got a team,
So,
Team.
full teamwork.
right,
I can't
So
help you
yeah,
with that, I
that'll,
don't go
we'll
to the
make sure that's
transfer
noted
station.
when we meet with
The
Pete.
grandson's got the garbage detail.
sorry, thank you, I kinda.
I appreciate it, no
Report
problem,
too, so.
for Brad. Got it, go ahead, yours.
Oh, it's my turn, sorry, I was just, mine's pretty quick, cause I've had pretty much the same things and, really only had like a week, cause I was away too, but, like it was said, the week ending of the last meeting, I was dealing with audit, so getting paperwork together, meeting with the auditors and getting them everything they need. That was on, the 15th and 16th. Attended meetings, I've also attended the one in Concord last Wednesday, which took up half of my day. And then with the other part of it, I've been meeting nonstop with Access GIS, trying to get the cards to PDF. That has finally been completed. So the cards to PDF from Avatar have now been implemented on the Access GIS software. Only one step to go. I'm trying to get the maps that other boards have been requested on. And after discussing with Steve from CAI, who works with Access GIS, tomorrow my day will be trying to get the data of those maps, cause that's what's being requested, so I will try to get all that information to them. So I'm hoping within the next week, or two, Access GIS will be fully implemented. I would also probably have to reach out to Town Cloud, who is our website creator, to get that on the site and make sure it's done properly without any issues. So, I'm hoping within the next 2 weeks max, it'll be on there.
Is that it?
That is.
Is there anything that any of us or any of our other staff can do to help with that? Cause you said tomorrow and Monday, and obviously you've got a lot on your plate.
So, yeah, I mean, what I have to do and what he recommended to me, because if we were to give them PDFs, that's gonna take longer process. They're gonna have to break those down and get them into a GIS format in order to get that on the site. He said the easiest option for me is to reach out to those who created the maps to see if I can get the data, as they are the ones who created the maps for that. Most of them are Green Mountain Conservation Group. Some of them, I gotta double check, cause they're state regulated, so we might already have them on there. I haven't gotten to double check that yet. So most of them are probably on there. The ones that are being requested from Green Mountain, I will just need to give them a call. Which shouldn't be too horrible. As long as they, understand what I'm asking, hopefully I ask it in the proper way. Not saying them, I'm saying mostly me, because
The terminology is
the
good.
terminology is
That's
where
good.
I
You're
need
okay.
to do it. But most of them are Green Mountain, so if they still have the data, they're able to get that to me, Green Mountain Conservation Group.
Conservation.
And LRPC, Lakes Region Planning.
Why Green Mountain?
Why is it,
They created some of these maps that are on the back wall here.
right, but is this costing us extra to
Well,
Add these maps.
to add those maps?
No.
Okay,
I mean,
It shouldn't. It
if
shouldn't.
Green Mountain asks for any funds, then I would obviously come to you guys first. On the Access GIS side, no. As long as I can get this to them before they complete our annual map,
Okay.
which it hasn't been sent out yet, no charge. So I'm trying to put a rush on it so I can get this done and get it sent out.
So once it's approved and sent out, then anything we add after that is charged.
As long as it's within, if it's, so
Yeah,
if the
within
map's done,
certain
it's
frame.
$250 if I don't
Every time
do
you
it.
add, right.
Yeah.
so if for some reason, anything down the line, somebody requests, it has to be a town board, not a nonprofit or a public.
Correct.
A private entity. So, cause at first, I was thinking you were saying the Conservation Commission,
Oh, no.
and I'm like, okay with that, and then when you said Green Mountain, that's why I'm like, whoop.
Well, no, it was a board that asked for these maps. It was, planning board who had asked for certain maps of these, but Green Mountain Conservation Group were the creators of the map. So I gotta reach out to them to see if I can get
Okay.
the data for it. They aren't the ones, Green Mountain Conservation's not asking me for
Okay.
it. Sorry, I should have reworded that.
How old are those maps?
I know there were a couple that were like 2015 was I think one of the oldest ones I saw.
Well, good luck, you still have the info.
Yeah, really.
If I can get PDF, I can send it PDF, he just said it might be more timely. But I don't think that would stop us from, going live on it and them adding it later
Okay.
on.
Right.
What format are they looking for?
I think they're looking for a GIS format. Cause the GIS is what is,
Right, and you think conservation will have that
Green Mountain.
in that
Green Mountain,
format?
he said
This one.
data, so he may not be,
Okay,
they may, I don't know, I have to ask them.
right,
Because I honestly don't know.
because
what
I
they
don't
have.
understand the,
Kinda what I was
The
thinking.
terminology.
Yeah. okay,
But
We don't have the ability for people that are watching to ask questions, so I often get text messages, I mean no disrespect, when I look down at my phone, that's why. When we're having a conversation, I immediately get a chime, I know somebody's asking a question that's
okay.
relevant to our.
So bring the question up,
So
that's a good
bring it
point.
up, what's the question?
So the question is, they haven't been adopted as official maps by the town, seems weird to add a private entity's maps. Can I put the map of yards, the townwide yard sale map on there?
I mean, it's up to you guys. These were requests after we had our initial
Who was the,
meeting.
who requests?
The planning.
That was the
board.
planning board that requested those maps.
They use these maps?
That I can't answer.
I mean,
They use some maps, but,
we moved them all to the back and I don't see anybody use
yeah,
them.
no, I, since I'm at the meetings, I haven't seen.
I mean, when
anybody use them.
when we did the education, the informational meeting with Access GIS, and they were giving us all the examples, they were, they pulled up other towns where they were like conservation land,
Oh, yeah.
conservation
Right.
easement, and things like that.
Right,
So that you knew if somebody's like gonna build next to it, so I
Right.
do see the worth
I
and
see the
having that.
value of it, yeah,
Right, but it's, it does kinda,
So my question would be, if you can't get the information, we like to get this online soon.
I would also agree with that. Yeah.
But if it's gonna take a couple months to get the information, I said, no.
We'll go live. I'll do that.
That's the way I look at it.
yeah, yeah,
And if
definitely,
they're able to provide, if they provide PDFs, then I say, hold off. We'll put it in process down the road,
right,
Okay.
but we need to go online.
Yeah, that works for me. They have the state
You
map,
do.
so the
It's way
state
late.
the state maps are already on there. these were more local.
Right.
So this would be only pertinent to Effingham, so.
Yeah, we can,
Yes.
State law.
yeah, don't waste any more time in this.
Works for me.
That is essentially June, and I was hoping and praying, and we kind of
The-
sold it to the budget
Right.
committee, and
The
that
whole,
this was a 3-month window,
Right.
and
there was a software holdup, which I spent 2.5 days last week trying to fix. So now that
Avatar.
that, yeah, now that that's all set,
what was that?
Avatar.
so now that that's fixed,
Mhm.
we're on a roll, so
Okay, good. Right, proceed.
that was
Okay.
all.
No.
I've been doing a lot of meetings, so I've just been like,
Alright, business, discussion of flooring for municipal building. I think
you
we,
want me to take over on this?
yeah, please.
I need better understanding, and I feel like it's easier to talk to the whole board. I know we had discussions of RFPs. I wanna know your views personally, I'll go either way.
RFPs,
You already know mine.
I do know yours. And
RFP,
getting quotes.
Getting quotes, because we're gonna put it in the paper, that's gonna take even more time. We gotta write the RFP for flooring, and we just need to find 3 flooring vendors and get 3 quotes. Because we know it's gonna be in the excess of $15,000. So
Right.
as long as we meet the intent and we, get bids,
so we got 2 quotes, and I reached out to the one in Conway, get it.
Let me ask you this, my main reason for what I would like on that is to get more options. So if that's the case, maybe doing like a request for quotes and just listing, our square footage, all
right,
this
but where is that gonna be published?
construction summary. That was my first thought.
Just put it on construction summary.
Yeah, I can email
You
my
can put something
contact.
on there that we're looking for
Yeah, we got all that.
prices on
Cool, okay.
flooring, without necessarily creating an
And I'm
RFP.
okay with that, that was my main thing,
'Cause
is I
my
wanna
only-
get as much as I can, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
cause the only thing is like, we pay for advertisement, put in publication, it's gonna go to the flooring companies we've reached out to, they're only ones that are here.
Right, right.
And so we're not wasting, but we're spending more time, we're spending money on advertising. That's not gonna reach any more than what flooring
Right.
companies we have right here, so.
Perfect, so I'll.
So we
put
got,
first-
we got the 1958 is your square footage.
Yep. So
So-
what I'll do tomorrow is I'll send an email to the contacts, say we're looking, and if they want to come in and actually measure anything, that they can
Right.
reach out to me. Do we wanna have them in before June 24th, which would be not our next meeting, but the meeting afterwards, just to give a little time
Yes.
for people? Yeah, that works for everybody?
And 24.
Works for me, awesome. Perfect. Alright, that is all for that one.
Hey, what'd I do in my
All
agenda?
right. Elementary school,
Oh, this is me too.
no, yes, this is up there.
Um,
Okay,
I just wanna pull it off real fast, I'm sorry. I should have had it
Right there.
prepared.
Yeah, I got it.
So I got an email, for the Effingham Elementary School, promotion. Where is it? So the Effingham Elementary School, 6th grade promotion is on Monday, June 16th at 6 p.m. As always, they would like to be happy for a select person to be in attendance and to speak, if they'd like to. One of the questions were
We'll
to,
take we'll nominate the alumni here.
that's right, you graduated from there, didn't you?
No, I graduated from here,
Close enough.
that wasn't there, and actually, I graduated from 4th grade, cause that's as far as it went.
Go ahead.
but the other thing is in the past, and thankfully I see the chiefs coming in too, I'm sure they saw the email as well. In the past, the town Board of Selectmen had gotten little gifts. Last
Right.
year, we did the Kingswood cash, so to speak, for the graduates. I don't know how many there are yet, so I'd like to look. But, I had a few thoughts of not doing the Kingswood cash this year, but if you guys wanted to get a little graduation for them, maybe a little Walmart gift card for supplies, or Amazon gift card for supplies, just something small.
So last year I think it was $300.
We spent $300, correct.
Don't see a problem with
I
that.
wouldn't go over that, so,
Right, I don't see a problem with that.
Yeah, proceed, yeah, no problem.
Caitlin, how many were there?
I don't know yet, I have to reach out on that. So,
You
once I
said the
get that,
16th, right?
the 16th, yep,
16th, which is a Monday.
June 16th at 6 PM.
School's late here.
So, that was that one.
What time?
It's at 6 PM.
Yeah,
So what I'll do is I'll get the number of students, and, you know, get like little Walmart gift cards or something for them and keep it under the 300. If I can go lower, I will.
I'm sure
but
it's
keep
not
it
that
under.
many, I don't think there's.
Last year, I think there was about 15 kids
Yeah.
or so. So it
Yeah.
wasn't
Wasn't
a
crazy,
lot.
right.
What grade did they go here, 6?
6.
Okay. Announcements, town clerk, tax collector's office will be closed May 28, 2025 for training.
I do have another announcement, even though I already said it, but municipal offices will be closing at 1:30 on Monday, June 2nd for training. I didn't add that on there, so.
You'll have it on the.
Yep.
I mean, yeah,
Okay. Public comments? Awesome,
well, okay.
go non-public,
Correct.
okay. Non-public session, RSA 91-A:3, little comma 2, C.
Second.
Should've made a motion, sorry. Motion, second by Chris, all in favor,
Well,
Siemens, aye.
aye.
Where's the guy?
I did.
That's all.
What was I gonna
Be
ask
careful what you
JT when I
say.
saw him? You said,
Alright,
I said, is he coming?
Come on, wait,
Make a motion to come out of, to adjourn, come out of, non-public
A
At
second.
at,
No.
6:34. Oh. I don't have my glasses on. Sunset, 8:15.
1833. Second,
All in favor?
Seaman's
Aye.
eye.
are we making,
I said
are we making a motion to adjourn the meeting as well?
Make a motion to adjourn the meeting,
Second.
6:34.